I'm a savage, yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet, yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty, yeah. Hacking, stupid, what's happening? What's happening?
Hey guys, my name is LaShonda. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today is just going to be talking about my journey with Naca, and I'm going to do part 1 today because this is a long I want to say a long blog, so I will not be talking about everything in one shot. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the workshop and my process and how that went in this video, and then you can stay tuned to watch the other video for my continuation and the ending of the whole journey. So for one, I started the Naca process in late June. I went to the Achieve the Dream event in New York Resorts in Queens, June 27th. So that event, it was really, really long. So they had everybody there. So they had underwriters there, they had counselors there, then they had the presenters to do the workshop. So June 27th, I went to the workshop. June 28th, because I came back the following day to complete the intake. During the intake, I got an action plan. I paid for my membership. I paid for her to look at my credit report. So they looked at my credit report, and there were some things on there that they needed me to, which was part of my action plan to explain. So for one, there was inquiries on there that was in the past 120 days. I had some name discrepancies. I had some address changes there. I had to upload my monthly pay stubs. They needed my debit card, bank statements, or my credit card statements, W-2s from 2017 and 18. Those are the things that I needed to take care of my action plan. So the pay stubs is something that you actually upload every month, as well as your bank statements, your credit card statements. And I also had to do a letter of explanation of my withdrawals and deposit that came from outside sources. So if it's not from your job, direct deposit, then anything 100 or more has to be explained, whether it's withdrawn or deposited. That has to be explained in a detailed letter. So that was my action plan. This action plan was in place for 3 months. So so from June 28th to September, ended of September, was I supposed to take care of all these things on my action plan. Once I did that, then I was able to schedule my second appointment with another counselor. I guess at this time this was my permanent counselor. So my next appointment didn't happen until October 2nd, 2019. So during that appointment, this was over the phone. During that appointment, my counselor looked at my web file to see what was it that I took care of from my action plan, and I kind of took care of basically everything on my care plan. The only thing that was outstanding was the VOR, which is a verification of residency, verification of employment, 2017 and 2018 transcripts, and then I already had uploaded my 2017, 2018 returns, but I was missing my 2017 and 2018 tax transcripts. So that's what they needed. They needed me to complete the participation in one of the events for Naca. You have to do that in order to get qualified. And I had to complete my budget from the Naca workbook. Okay. So from October 14th to October 16th, I did, I took care of all of the outstanding things. So she sent me the VOR and the VOE via email on the 14th of October. Well, the VOE, she didn't send it to me. She sent the VOE and the VOR. She sent both, one to my employer and the other one directly to the landlord via email. So she took care of that. The transcripts, I sent that over. I uploaded in my file right away. The budget, I actually sent that over. The budget And the workbook, I sent that over to her October 16th. October 27th is when I participated. I volunteered in the workshop in Newark, New Jersey. She went on vacation. My counselor then went on vacation from October 23rd to November 5th. So between that time, I had to get all of these things completed. When she came back, she came back on the 5th, but she submitted all of my file, my NACA file to the underwriter November 13th, 2019. Then I had to wait 3 to 5 days to hear back from the underwriter. November 19th, I received an alert from my web file, and it stated that I was not qualified with conditions. The condition was my rental was the rental part. I was paying my rent cash, and they was not able to track where that money was going. So they kind of like denied it because they needed to see that I was actually paying my rent. So I was in contact with my counselor. They figure out how to get around it, but then future reference, I had to give a money order moving forward. So they was able to overlook it, and then my file was resubmitted. My file was resubmitted to the underwriter on the 22nd of November. During that time, I had to update my family contribution letter, which I sent to her on the 22nd of November. On the 25th of November, I had to send her my updated driver's license because it had expired November 5th. So on November 25th, I got my new card in the mail, and my new ID in the mail, and I scanned it over to her. December 2nd, I got qualified. I became NACA qualified. December 7th, the 2nd of December, I got qualified. Then I had to contact my local office to schedule my, or to go to the purchase workshop to get my welcome letter. So December 7th, I went to Newark, New Jersey for my local office, and I participated in a workshop. And at that time, I received my welcome letter. It stated my budget. It stated what I can actually get roughly how much I can afford in mortgage monthly payments. December 23rd, I went out house hunting, looked at several different houses, put in offers. I went in contract with a house. The following day or so, they accepted my offer. On the 24th of December, it went to the attorney for review. December 27th, I received an email from my attorney saying that everything looks good, and it is, and they forwarded to NACA. January 3rd, I did my home inspection, which considered a radon inspection and termite inspection, and I also did an oil tank scan, which was actually recommended by my attorney. January 6th, I went out to the local office, my NACA local office, and I did the credit access. At that time, I provided him with my homeowner's insurance quote, my bank statements, my student loans, stuff I had to apply for the income-driven base application for my my student loans, sorry. So during credit access, we did a little bit of similar to what we did when I got qualified. So letters, updating all of the letters that I have mentioned before, which is the discrepancies on my credit report with my name, my address, the inquiries, bank statements, pay stubs. All of those things had to be updated. And again, the pay stubs is something you upload on a monthly basis. Okay. During credit access, what I had to get to him is the home inspection report, the termite report and invoice is what they needed. The home, I had to send that over to them once I got it back. January 7th, I received my repair list from the hand department, and at that time we negotiated the repairs with the seller. The seller basically agreed to take care of the majority of the repairs. January 15th, the appraisal was completed. January 17th, I got the appraisal, and it came back $12,000 less than what we offered. So the house was offered, was listed at 164, and I put in an offer for 165 with the seller's concession of $6,500. January 22nd, I completed the bank application, and at that time I sent over the appraisal to my agent because they had to send it to the seller since it came back less than what it was listed for. January 28th, I submitted my earnest deposit of $1,000 to hold my contract. January 29th, I received conditions from the bank. Those conditions consist as a tax certification, what they needed. The house actually was exceeded. The loan, the property value of the house was actually $12,000 less, so that was a condition that we needed to go back to the sellers about. And then there was issues with my Chase account. I had two accounts, my primary account, and then I had a custodian account for my daughter. Whenever I got paid, I would transfer the money from my funds into her funds. Unfortunately, I was not aware that you're not able to make withdrawals from a custodian account, only deposits. So all of the money that I had saved from my house, $53.75, is what I had in that account. So when I had to submit the deposit, the earnest deposit, the Bank of America was not accepting that $1,000 because they said that it's illegal because it came from a minus account. So that was one of the issues that the second issue was that the house came back for $12,000 less. January 29th, I closed out that account because I didn't want any more future issues. I reached out to my mortgage counselor at that time, who basically was saying that he don't think it was a good idea for me to close that account down, but expressed that now that the counters are closed, I can keep all of the funds in my account so that the bank would see that the money is in my account, and hold it into that account for at least 2 months. And being that the house came back appraised low anyway, we didn't even know if the seller was going to reduce the price or not. If they didn't at that point, my money would have stayed in the account. But if they did, then I wouldn't be able to move forward because Bank of America was not accepting my funds. Ultimately, the sellers of that property decided that they want to dispute the appraisal because they felt like the house was worth the $165, and they did not reduce the price. So February 4th, we canceled our contract. I decided to go back out and look for another house. So I'm gonna, stop here. You guys have any questions about that so far, you guys can comment below, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and look forward to thus part 2 for the video where that actually ends with me actually closing on my home. Thank you guys for listening. Have a wonderful evening. Guys, I forgot to mention one thing in my last video. Don't forget to like, subscribe.
Subscribe to me too. It's Naya Plays, NIAH Plays. Yeah, go subscribe and hit that like button and get us our likes up and subscribe us because she just started this YouTube video and it's very, very good. So go subscribe.
Thank you. See you guys for my next video.
I'm a savage, yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet, yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty, yeah. Hacking, stupid, what's happening? What's happening?